Welcome to the final video in our introduction to R programming series. Before diving deep into analysis, it's crucial to understand your data. In this video, we'll learn some basic data exploration techniques to get a quick overview of your data set, identify its structure, and spot potential issues. So this video concludes our introduction series by focusing on basic data exploration, a critical first step before any serious analysis. We demonstrate several essential R functions to quickly understand the structure and content of a data set. We use the str string function to get a compact summary of the object structure and data types for each column, which is invaluable for identifying potential problems or issues. We use a summary function provides a quick descriptive statistics for numerical column, which includes mean, max, mean for average and quartiles, and it counts for categorical ones. We then show head and tail using the functions to quickly preview the top and bottom rows of the data. Functions like dim, n row, that's number of rows, or n col, number of columns, help determine the size of your data sets. We also cover names or column names to inspect column names. Use unique function to find unique values within a column, and table to generate frequency counts for categorical data. Finally, the class function is used to confirm the data type of an object or individual columns. Okay, so we get into creating the sample data for exploration. So let's create the sort of the sample financial data set to work with. This data frame includes stock ticker, date, closing price, and dividend per share. So that's a financial data variable. We create this data frame and assign it to this variable. And the data frame consists of date column as date type. We have ticker of our stocks. So this will be five, so five each. Um, Accordingly, we have our closing stock price as well of 15 items in the vector. So data frame is basically vectors that have the same rows, right? We have our traded volume, and then we have our dividend per share um, as well. So you can see some of those are zero because here Google does not pay dividends, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so we run this. Again, we set our string as false, right? Print our title, and then print our data frame. So we have our data frame here as we created it here, right? With the various columns. So for the part two here, we're gonna check the structure. I call it string, but it's actually str is structure of an object. We use this function to check the structure, which will provide a compact human readable summary of the object structure, and that will include the date types of the column and other information. Very useful for quickly understanding a data frame. I feel it should be the first thing you run whenever you load your data frame. So I run the title and then I check the structure of my data frame. So you can see we have 15 rows of observation of five variables. We have the date. Remember, we used as date format here, right? As date. So it loaded this as a date format actually. We have the ticker as a character, and then the closing price, stock price, volume, and the dividend per share and numerical data types. Okay, so part two. Now we're gonna use the summary function to check the descriptive statistics, which will provide you the mean, first quartile, median, mean, third quartile, and then max for numerical columns. And then for categorical functions, which are factors and character, to just give you the counts. It also shows your missing values are not available. Okay, so here we print the title, which is summary statistics of financial data, and then we run the data frame. We check the summary of the data frame by running the variable with the function, and then you can see the summary of it, right? You see the quartiles, you see the ticker is the um, categorical value, so it's giving you the length of it. It shows you the class and the mode. Um, Again, for the numerical, it will give you the descriptive stats accordingly, but for the categorical, it will just give you the count. What else here? And then you can most often, some of these data sets are in hundreds of thousands, if not millions, right? So, but you want to look at your top and bottom using the head and the tail function. So this will give you a quick view of the first and last few rows to see the data format. So we're gonna check the first 6 rows of the financial data frame. So we check the head here. So this is the head. Um, and then for the tail, this is the tail of our data set, right? The last 6 rows, and then for the head, it will give you the first 6 rows. But sometimes you can specify the number of rows you want, I believe in R you can go up to 60, but you can play around with this. But here, I think of after 60, it sort of truncates it, right? But here, we're gonna just check the first 3 rows here. Run, it gives you the first 3 rows, right? Okay, the other ones, we can check the dimension of your data frame, name of the rows, and name of the columns as well. So here to get the number of rows, we use our dim function for dimension. So what is it? Is 15 by 3, right? That's the dimension of it. So 15 rows and 3 columns. Um, Number of rows, 15, and number of columns is 5, right? Also, we can view set the number. We can view using the name column functions, or set the names of the column as well. So here for the names, these are the name of the columns. You use the name function to obtain the name of the columns. Then here also you can use the column names as well to obtain the name of the columns. The unique function gives you the unique value in your column, very useful for understanding categorical variables and checking for unique stickers and stickers. I think we have like 5 unique, oh, 3, sorry. 3 unique tickers here, which is Apple, Microsoft, and Google, right? Even though we have it as a total of 15 counts, right? But it's basically each of it counted frequency is five of each stocks is um, values are in the data frame. Table function gives you the frequency of the table for the categorical data, and it counts the occurrences of each unique value in a categorical column. So here we print the title, which is frequency of each ticker, and then we use the table function calling the ticker column from the data frame and then run it. So it gives you the frequency of each of the ticker in the data frame. What else here? We can also check the frequency of the dividend per share values as well, using the same function, table function. So here we are checking the dividend per share column here, print the title, and then print the frequency. So again, you see the frequency of each one. Record that I believe the Google doesn't pay dividends, so that's why we have it as 0 here. What else here? 7. And of course, we can check the class using the class function. That gives you the type of object or column that we have. Run this. Financial data is obviously is a data frame. Um, the class for the date is date. Um, and then for the closing price is numeric. So that sort of concludes our basic data handling function. So you have now learned how to get a quick but insightful overview of any data set in R. This foundational skill is crucial for data cleaning, preparing for more advanced analysis. So if you went through this step by step, congrats on completing the introduction to R programming series. Um, for detailed full in-depth application of this in stock analysis using some of these advanced technique, be sure to grab a copy of my book and book series. I have the book one, but the other five is coming as soon as possible. So I'll provide the link in the description. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.